Hello, my name is Amrita. My other teammates are Nivedita, Sankalp, and Subhav. Our need statement is to build a gaming machine, and its name is Catch the Ball. The gaming machine would be semi-automatic, and it should be user-friendly, and it is single-player game with the multiple stages where difficulty level keeps on increasing, and it will also have an interactive sound and lighting system, and it should be portable. And in the function tree, it consists of four subunits where in releasing the ball, the direction of the ball will be controlled, and also the speed at which the ball gets released can also be controlled. And in the obstacle control unit, initially the obstacles will be stationary, and as the difficulty level increases, some starts to rotate and some others start to pop up, and indication as the ball passes through the basket, the score gets incremented. And also it will have an interactive light and sound system. And the game starts when we press the on button, and in collecting the ball, the basket which will be sliding, the speed can be varied, and also the here the balls will be uh, released to transferred to the ball releasing mechanism. So these all functions come under ball releasing unit, these functions come under obstacle control unit, and these come under interface unit, and these come under ball collection unit. So these are the subsystems identified. And in the first concept, with the help of a mechanical hand, the balls will be released. Here it passes through the obstacle, then basket, sliding, which make use of crank and slider mechanism. Here it will be transferred here with the help of a inclined conveyor. So these are the mechanisms used. And in this, the balls will be released with the help of will be released, and it can be directed with the help of a servo motor. And to pop up the obstacles, we make use of servo motor, and to rotate the obstacles, we make use of DC motor, and some stationary obstacles will be there. And the basket moves here with the help of a slider mechanism, and here inclined portion will be there which directs the ball towards the vertical pipe, and here with the help of a vertical pipe, it can be transferred to the ball releasing unit. To release one ball at a time, we make use of a DC motor where one ball should be released at a time. And with the help of a servo motor, ball can be directed as servo arm rotates from 0 to 180-degree. Ball can be released with a varying angle. And this is a slider mechanism where we make use of DC motor along with the timing pulley and a timing belt. Here balls will be released, and we make use of crank and pinion mechanism for the basket to slide, and a pipe along with the blower to transfer the balls from ball collecting region to the ball releasing unit. And these are the mechanisms used. And here the ball will be released with the help of a cylindrical ball release mechanism, and basket is slided using crank and slider mechanism. So these are the mechanisms used. So the final selected design is the second concept, where a vertical pipe is used, and DC motor is used to release the ball, and servo motor is used to direct the ball, and slider mechanism is used to for the basket to slide. So these are the mechanisms used.
Hello, my name is Subhav, one of the members of Team 10, and I am going to present you the virtual implementation of our course project. First, the 3D model of the entire system. Now you can see the 3D model of the entire system on the screen. So, our course project gaming machine consists of 4 subsystems. The first is ball releasing unit, second is obstacle control unit, third is interface unit, and fourth is ball collection unit. So let us go in order to see each of the subsystems. First is ball releasing unit. It consists of two major mechanisms. First is for releasing the balls, second is for directing the balls. So the first major mechanism, it is a DC motor and a cross plate shape attached to its shaft, which is similar to a propeller. It releases the ball one by one. And the next mechanism is for directing the balls. It is a channel which can rotate, and it is connected to a servo which rotates from 10 degree to 180 170 degree. So this was the first subsystem. Next is obstacle control unit. It consists of different types of obstacles. First are the stationary obstacles. These are fixed to the inclined plane. They are stationary, shaped like triangles, circle and semicircle. Next is pop-up obstacles. It is achieved. This mechanism is achieved using a servo motor and links. Links are using links. It is connected to a rectangular shape tile, which is similar to a spring trap. It creates a popping out of motion and deflects the ball. So these are popping out obstacles. Next are the rotating obstacles. Rotating obstacles, they are simply rotating, but it is changing direction with time randomly. It is achieved using a rotating shape which is connected to a DC motor. So this is the rotating obstacle. Also we have some rotating obstacle at the end which are freely rotating. They are not connected to any motor or servo. So this was the obstacle control unit. Next subsystem is interface unit, which is which are IR sensors connected to the basket to record the score. When the IR sensors are obstructed by the ball, score is added. And the final subsystem is ball collection unit. In this there are two major mechanisms. First is the slider and basket to catch the ball, and another is the vertical pipe to transfer the ball from the bottommost point to the topmost point. So the first mechanism, it is a simple slider on two aluminum rods which acts as a rail for it, and two timing pulleys at the ends, and the timing belt is connected to this slider. One end is connected to one pulley and another is to the another pulley. So, and one pulley is connected to a DC motor, and as the DC motor rotates, the belt pulls this slider and creates a linear motion, and the rotating motion of the DC motor is converted to a linear motion as per the input from the user to catch the ball. This basket has a hole so that the ball catched can be transferred to the next section. In the collection box we have made an internal incline, so the ball collected are transferred to the next section with the force of gravity, and we have channelized this towards one opening towards the next mechanism, which is a vertical pipe. It is a simple Archimedes screw pump which is connected to a DC motor. So balls are transferred to the bottommost point to the topmost point using this mechanism. Finally they are collected here in the reservoir at the top point and stopped by this release mechanism until the game starts. So this was the complete 3D model of our system. Circuit diagram of the entire system. We are using 5 DC motors and 3 servo motors in the entire course project. These are being powered by a 12 volt adapter, and using the same 12 volt adapter we are powering the servos using LM7805 IC to regulate the voltage to 5 volts for the servos, and we are using 2 IR sensors for recording the score. When the ball obstructs the IR sensor, score is being recorded. We are using some colorful lights and buzzers for the project. All these are connected to the Arduino board. Now the Simulink model of our course project. Here you can see there are 8 input ports and 12 output ports for the entire model. The state flow of the Simulink model. There are 3 states: initial, countdown timer, and game on, as shown in the image. I will further explain it in the simulation video. Bill of materials required for the entire system. So all the components and materials required for our course project are listed below. First, serial wise, first is ball collector. Using foam sheet we are making it, and second is nuts and bolts. Similarly, support, slider mechanism, slider support, L clamp, aluminum channels, basket side attachment, zip ties, nylon sleeves, and aluminum L channels, buzzers, LED light, LCD display, DC motor, servo, Arduino Mega 2560, jumper wires, balls, breadboard, servo hub, ball release controller plate, ball director, obstacles, vertical pipe, timing pulley, machine body, timing belt, limit switches, push buttons, IR sensors. These were all the components. Now motor sizing and battery sizing of the entire system. For the motor sizing, first is a DC motor for the ball release. The torque required for that component we have calculated by the taking the density of acrylic sheet which is used in making that part. We have calculated the volume mass, so using that force then torque. So the motor required is of 100 rpm for the release mechanism. Similarly, servo motor for the ball director, we are using aluminum channel for its mouth. So similarly, mass and forces are calculated, and finally the servo motor required is of 30 rpm for the ball director. Now motor sizing of the obstacle rotation. Similarly, material required is acrylic sheet, so mass and force is calculated. From that, torque is calculated. So DC motor is required is of 30 rpm. DC motor for the slider mechanism to catch the ball. So we are using nylon rod. So volume and density we have used, and using that we have calculated mass. So total mass is calculated, then force is calculated, and in the end the total torque required by the motor is calculated. So the DC motor required is of 100 rpm, and for the pop-up obstacles we can use toy servo motors, as the pop-up the tile attached to the mechanism is nearly massless. It is a foam sheet. Functional specification of the entire system. And there are 12 identified functions of the entire course project, like directing the ball, ball release, obstacle pop-up, obstacle rotation, basket holder, LED lights, interactive sounds, ball transfer, score, ball holder, starting the game, and difficulty level. All the specifications are defined here. Now I will show you the modeling and simulation part. Now I will present you the simulation of our course project. This is the simulating model of our course project. Here you can see the one big chart. Let us see this. Inside this we have 3 states. Let us check this out. And first is initial state. Initially it is at initial state. When the start switch is pressed, it goes to the countdown timer state, takes a 5-second countdown and goes to game on state. Inside game on state we have 6 charts in parallel decomposition. They works parallelly. For the first is game time, for maintaining the game time, which is 180 seconds. Another chart for direction control, for controlling the flow of controlling the direction of the flow of the balls. And another chart for basket movement, for controlling the movement of the basket, which is controlled by the player to catch the ball. Another chart for popping out the obstacles to control their speed. Next chart is for recording the score of the game, and the last chart for the rotating obstacles to change their direction randomly. Now let us simulate this model. As you can see, it is running now. We have 8 input ports, 12 output ports, and when I press the start button, the game will start. Timer is 0 now. When I press the start button, the game starts, and the time is decreasing by 1 second, and countdown timer has gone to 0. Release motor and collector motor runs throughout the game, so there remains 1. Direction control servo goes from 10 to 170 degrees and come back to 170 to 10 degrees. And here you can see 2 symbols x1 and x2, which are connected to relays for controlling the slider, which is connected to the basket to control its movement, and y1 and y2 symbols for the rotating obstacles. These are also connected to a relay to change the direction of the motor, and last 2 are for the direction for the popping out obstacles. They are also random. As you can see, it is running now, and when I press this IR1, which is IR sensor 1, that means it is obstructed by an obstacle, so the score will be incremented by 10. As you can see, score is 10 now. And when I press IR2, again score becomes 20. So either IR1 or IR2 is obstructed, the score is incremented by 10. The game time is still running. And left and right control buttons for the basket movement. When I press this left button, the symbol x1 becomes 1. That means the motor starts to rotate in an anti-clockwise direction and gives a left movement, linear movement. And when I press this right control button, the symbol X2 becomes 1 and the motor rotates in the clockwise direction to uh, give a linear right motion. And we have left and right limit switches. So these are pressed by the basket as it reaches left and rightmost positions of the game of the gaming machine. And we have start switch and reset switch. The game time is still decreasing, servo is changing its direction, and game on, it is a multi-state image, it is showing game on now. When the game time will reach 0, it will change to game over. Also the popping obstacles are changing their speed with time. We also have a reset button to stop the game at any point. Also the score is updated here. See, I have pressed this 3 times and the score is 50 now. It has reached 50. Direction control is taking place. Basket movement is also. Popping obstacles are varying their pace. Score is recorded by this. These all are in parallel decomposition. And obstacle rotating, this is we have used a random function, so in the two states it is going randomly after every 5 seconds. The game time is 30 seconds remaining. I have pressed this 5 times and the score is 100 now, as you can see. When I press this left control button, this state changes from rest to left movement, and when I press this right button, it goes to right movement. Score is also changed using this chart scoring. The game has ended now as the game time has reached 0. Countdown timer is resetted to 5 and the state is showing game over, but the score achieved by the player is 110, which is being displayed here. That's all. Thank you.